Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Wardí, and I'm back once again with the Wings of Liberty replay this time. And this time we're not doing a cast, we're doing an analysis of our pink Zerg player in the bottom left hand corner, Robinzon, because he played in the SC2Improve its number 2 tournament just the other day. And part of the Improvers tournament is that you can submit your replays to get them analysed and maybe find some feedback for yourself to see where you can what you can change to do a little bit better the next time and whatever else. So Robinzon submitted this replay via the forums on the SC2Improve.org website. We're going to be having a little bit of a look at his play here and see if we can find any quick tips for him. So here's the pink Zerg that we're mostly going to be looking at, and in the top right hand corner the yellow ZvZ was his opponent. So we're just going to speed it up and get something interesting happening. It looks like neither player's putting it down anything yet. We're at that 14 supply mark, going up to 15, and we see a pull from ZvZ. Going to be seeing a pull from Robinzon as well. So both these players right now, both going for just standard pull, followed by hatches. This drone actually nearly died over here, but yeah, very similar timings. Queen, Robinzon takes his gas first, and then is going to get his queen. Both of these are viable, and we'll see when ZvZ wants to take his own gas, because I mean, he can take his gas anytime now unless he wants to play a gasless style and go straight into roaches. So right now we've just got very standard openings from both players. As we just take it down a little bit, watch a little bit more closely now, as we see what really starts happening. So Robinzon, he gets his first queen out later than his opponent. The second queen is going to be about 20 seconds behind as well. So right now we actually have ZvZ run in here with 4 links, but Robinzon with the queen is going to be able to defend that, and that's not too much of an issue at all. So right away, what can we see? Well, this Overlord here checking for the third base, that's fine. Overlord here going to be checking what's coming out of the natural, that's cool as well. But I mean, instantly, if you had an Overlord here, you're just going to see everything that little bit faster, that little bit quicker, and you'll be able to react that little bit faster and quicker as well. So no real reason, I don't think, to not put the Overlord over here and just see exactly what's coming down. And well, you know, just keep working on them Overlords, getting them across the map, as the other one's already on the way over there as well. Of course, having one over the third base, maybe not necessarily this early on, but again, one over there at some point is of course going to be able to help you out, because you can see when your opponent's taking a third base and whatnot. So starting up the speed almost instantly here, and still mining gas, so probably about to put down a Bayonet nest. Actually going to add on a spine crawler here at the front, and the Bayonet nest as well to protect that. So that's nice, you know, you can wall off a little bit more if you like, but it's a nice defensive position. And well, what's happening at the front, got a few things, putting on a little bit of pressure, that's pretty cool as well. And what you want to decide now is, what do you want to do? I mean, what have you seen? So you've seen a spine coming down at the front, or roach roaring. So you see the roach roaring, and you see gases just starting out as natural. So the question is, does he have gases in his main base or not? And with this Overlord, you really could have gone over here to check the gases in the main and seen what's up, and then come back out. So you know, you could identify that this is a gasless play. But once you see this roach roaring coming down early, you need to think two things. You need to think either, right, I need to get really greedy myself, because he's going straight to roaches and not playing with banelings, or I need to go for a huge bust and punish the fact he's going straight to roaches and not getting banelings, because this is a style which, from ZvZ, which does work, but it has got its weaknesses. It's very, very greedy, and so if you get away with it, it's going to be fantastic. You know, you're straight into roaches, you're straight into your upgrades, you've played economically all game long. Already, he's at 5 worker advantage because of the fact that he's not been taking gas, he's just been playing gasless. So from the get-go here, you need to be thinking, right, I've seen this, I got my information on what he's doing, I need to think about what I want to do. And instantly when you see that, you can also cancel this spine crawler for a bit. You don't need that right now. Just invest in a few more drones, invest in a few more lings if you're going to bust, and well, we'll play and see what does happen. So these lings, again, they're going to poke back in, and again, if you didn't see the roach one before, you see it now. And unless you just assume it's a Bayonet nest, but you do click on this, and now you definitely know that's a roach one. So now is the point where you either commit or greed, and it looks like 6 drones coming up. What else is happening? You're still mining gas, so you can start taking your lair as well if you want. And really, if you're going to just drone here, you just need to go as greedy as possible. You know, get your Evo chambers up, start researching, as well as at the same time not really making too many banelings. You know, maybe 1 or 2 in case he's suddenly ling run by you. But with this build, he's not going to have speed anyway. But also always have a couple just in case, if you're not confident with reading his build and whatever. So You know, right now, set up fine, just need to drone, and more than anything, with your link speed, you need to look to make opportunities, because that's an investment you've made, which if you don't do anything with it, it's actually been a bit of a waste, because both of you are probably going to head into roaches as you actually head for double upgrades. Both players putting down a double E for chambers at the same time, so your upgrades are going to be similar, but he's taking his lair, and I mean, if you look back in your base again, there's no reason for you not to be taking lair. You've got the gas for it. You've got a couple of defensive billions already as well, so you've got the gas for that, and that's just something that could have started at the same time as his, but you haven't. And as well, you're actually going to come out of this equalish on workers because you're only on one gas still, so you've had more minerals, and you now can start taking your second, third, and fourth gases because you're getting double Evo chamber. You want your lair up, you want to get roach speed when it finishes, you want to tech into infestors or muters, whatever playstyle you want to play with. So, as well as this, yeah, in general, just play greedy, but get that gas because you want to start teching up as well. And tech counts as greed. If you tech up while droning, that's really greedy, and that's what you want to be doing right now, because you see he's going straight into roaches, and you want to be able to hold off any attacks and so on, and get an advantage too. So what's going to really hurt you right now is the fact you don't have a lair. So he's already got a lair up, and you know the upgrade's actually going to start before for you. You've got your own Rotron coming down. So it's all about this lair timing, which is going to be what hurts you, and still not started up now. His lair's been done for so long, and fortunately he's not actually been doing anything with this lair. He hasn't started roach speed. He hasn't started +1/+1 even. So right now he's actually in. He could be so much further ahead than he actually is. The worker counts even. He's a slight advantage because he's got a few roaches out and you don't yet. So really, it's not too bad for you as long as you get any gases up. And so you're going to be able to transition into anything. But the lair is what's still holding you back. If you had your own lair up, you'd be starting to take a lead here. And I mean, when does it start? He's actually going to go into melee upgrades, which is a little bit of a mistake from him, especially because he's got roach. And finally, you get a lair up, and there's his roach speed coming down. So his roach speed comes in when yours could have been coming, when Robinson's could have been coming down. But in the end, it didn't because the Slayer's just so late. Macro hatch, no need, just take a third base. I mean, if I really think just a third base is going to be safe. I mean, again, he's sure probably going to go for roach timing, but I mean, you've got roaches on your way as well. You should be looking to be able to hold that with a spine crawl or two. So, I mean, really, no reason not to go for the third base instead of the macro hatch, as he's actually also taken into the infestation pit. And again, that's just where your lair needs to come in a bit earlier, get the gas going a bit earlier, because you could have your own tech coming down as well as the third base pretty much complete. And so again, you can play a lot greedier than you're playing right now. You could have had this third base finishing up as this macro hatchery. You could have had so much more kind of tech already on the way. Your workers, you could probably be a higher worker count too, because if you've probably seen, he's not moving across the map because you've got your units in positions. But at the same time, you've seen he's not taking a third base, so you don't want to be too greedy, sure, but you know, you want to be able to saturate your main and your natural. And I mean, just a quick mouse over here, sure, you've saturated perfectly your natural, but you're undersaturated in the main by a few drones and not on the gases there yet either. So a few more workers that you can saturate should be your aim if you're not going to go up to third base for a while, and then roaches, because you need the economy. Unless you see him moving across the map ASAP, then you need to go. But right now, I mean, you just could have got a few more drones out as well. So can just click play again. And well, Hyxin, he's building up quite a big roach army. And again, if you look at the work count, he's just slightly ahead in workers. He's getting his upgrades behind you. He's already got roach speed, which is the one advantage he's got, but he's got a lot more roaches. And why is that? Well, honestly, just because you've got a macro hatch down and you took your gases later because you can't afford it. I mean, if you didn't have this macro hatch, you had it as a third base, suddenly you're like 300 mils richer. You take your gases earlier, suddenly you have what, 6-8 more roaches, and you're equal with him. So again, it's just this kind of, it all comes back to what you did earlier, not taking your gases so fast and taking a macro hatch instead of a third. So Hyxin, he's still just building up roaches. And I mean, did you see his third base coming down? No. So you really want to be continuously poking in with links here, and again, that's what your link speed early on was good for. I mean, sure, if you make like 20 or so links now as your money starts to go a little bit high, and run over to this third base, it denies any any attacks that he does. Or if he does attack you, it means that you're doing damage at the same time. So with that link speed, you should be constantly looking to run in here at any opportunity, scouting and seeing that this is going up, trying to run by the natural, which is actually pretty well defended. So yeah, the third base is the target, so just keep links over here, and as soon as you have a chance, run in, take that third base as soon as he's moving off over here, because he has to make a decision. Does he all in with this attack, or does he defend his third base? So either you pull him back, or you make him all in. So either of them are a good situation for you, because making him all in right now doesn't suddenly make his attack that much stronger. It just means that he's not going to be able to fall back on it. It's the same attack, just he's got no follow-up. So you're just falling behind in supply when, really, if you spent your money, you'd be pretty much up there. Your upgrades started up a lot earlier as well, the 2+2+2, but that's not going to be an issue in this fight. That's going to come up very soon. And again, you probably could have had tech down or whatever else, but I'm going to stop saying that because, I mean, I think I've stressed the point your lair could have been faster. So what's happening? Your third base is coming down, you see these roaches coming across the map, and you need to think, well, make units, right? Because you're not supply blocked, you've got 21 lava, so you can make so many units, and already you're actually, what, so let's just do a quick calculation here. You're 14 roaches behind right now. Let's just check. Over here he's got 24 plus 4, so he's actually only got 28 roaches moving across the map right now, and the rest is reinforcements. If you instantly made all of this into roaches right now, 900 minerals, that's something like 2, 4 times 3, 12 more roaches. So instantly you can get 12 more roaches with the resources you've already got. And you're equal on workers. So, if you make 12 more roaches, oh look, you're all of a sudden on 31 roaches yourself, with a couple of banelings too, and a much faster third base. So you've actually got enough to turn around what he's coming at you with, because you're equal, and you're actually going to get the faster upgrade too. So it comes down to the engagement, but if you spend your money right now, you're equal, and you don't need to worry. So when this attack comes, you might think, damn, I was so far behind, but really, you're just not spending the money. So let's take a look at what actually happens. I mean, you see it, you know what's up, you start up some roaches, but you don't start up all of them, and there's the 12 roaches now, but it's too late, because he's on your side of the map. So all of a sudden, you need to pull back and lose this third base, which wouldn't be an issue if you had 20 lings in here killing his own third base, but that's going to give him an economic advantage. So you have to pull back right now. You're trying to tech into infestors? No, you can't afford that. If you're going to tech into infestors, it needed to be 2 minutes ago. So you need to just invest anything you can into units right now. With these 12 roaches, you can take on this army. You're going to have an upgrade advantage in the near future as well. So, you know, you're not behind. You just didn't make your production cycle in time. And so, as you can play, he's going to take down his base. A couple of Baneling hits goes off, and he's just going to be able to back off. And again, this didn't have to happen at all. This could have been averted if you just had these 12 roaches. But now you've got these 12 roaches, and he's gone. He's done the damage he needs to do, and he's fallen back home to reinforce with his own army. And, well, you're down a base, because all of a sudden he's got his third base up. He's going to feel safe to drone, because he's seen that he's got a bigger army. So he can do a round of drones, and then a round of units, and then he's ahead, because he's got a third base. He can saturate it with more drones. And, well, for you, you need to just look to counterattack. You need to just say, well, I've lost my third base. I need to see if he's got a third base up, and if he does, I need to do something about it, because just taking your own third base here, well, you can kind of try and fall back on infestors. He's doing the same, though, infestors, so you're going to just try and take a third base and play from behind, which isn't too bad either at the end of the day, I suppose. I mean, a lot of ZvZ comes down to engagement, so you can get into this position and just win with some good fungals. But again, you just need to make sure to drone here. I mean, if you're just going to take the late play, you need to play risky, and you need to drone and saturate it. So doing it from 10 drones behind is just putting you in a really kind of shitty situation. So Hyxin is over here, and he's got a big roach army. You know, he's got infestors on the way too. And again, you're just sitting with this army, trying to get your own third base up, and you need to be greedy if you're going to play from this far behind. So I'm just going to click plus, and I mean, he's moving across the map again, because his 2-2 is about to finish. So he's going to have the slightest upgrade advantage. Your infestation pit's not being used at all. You just stop pathogen glands. That could have had infestors out by now. If you have infestors out, as he runs up this ramp, 1, 2, 3 fungals. He's got a good concave, cool. But I mean, there's what? You've got 5 lines of roaches. He's got 5 lines and 1. So if you right here, and you've got extra roaches coming in, if you have infestors out, which you very well could have, again, if you just done something slightly sooner, you'd be able to 1, 2, 3 fungal and take these all down. So again, you just need to always be saying in your head, right, I've got lava, let's use it. I've got an infestation pit down, let's use it. I've got gas, let's use it. I need to be taking more gases because I want to be able to tech. So all these things in your head need to be constantly going in, because they weren't in this game. Is why once again here you're going to lose the third base. And well, you're going to counter attack, which is an okay-ish idea, but you don't. It's not really that necessary. Actually, it looks like you just want to come in from behind, which, you know, that might work. You've got the units here to probably take him down. But now as you move across the map, he's going to have an advantage because A, he's got the shorter rush distance, B, he's had a better economy for longer, and C, he's now got infestors out, which you don't. You're going to actually fight here, which is in a bit of a bad position for you. In fact, he's got a much better concave, so right here you need to get out of there because he's got a better concave. You can't fight that. Now as infestors come down, fungal growth is just going to completely change this battle, and I mean, if it wasn't one-sided before, now it really will be. And you try and come up and do as much as you can, but I mean, fungal growth is just going to do so much damage, and so Hyxin is going to be able to kill off the rest of this army, and it's GG. I mean, there's not really too much else you can do because he's reinforcing. He's got the shorter reinforcement distance. He's making 20 more roaches, and you GG. And so it all comes down to the fact that you just didn't do things as soon as you could have. And in this game, when your opponent does do them things as soon as he could have, you're going to be in trouble. And you didn't use your advantage from the start. I mean, he got away with a greedy build. He got away with a kind of baneless opening. So you invested a lot of stuff into things you never used. So make use of them. Make them lings. Try and counterattack. Just be ready to do things like that. When he attacks you, counterattack, make sure you've got enough. As soon as you see him moving out, make units. Why didn't you have the units there in the first place? It's not like you made a mistake of, oh, you've already droned, oh no, now I don't have the lava. It was just, the lava was there, and you didn't make your units in time, so it's just a kind of, them little things all coming together that kind of made you lose the game. You know, he got away with the better opening, he got away with the timings because you just didn't make your units, even though you were kind of equal in drones all game long. And then at the end, because that just snowballed, you lost your third base, he gets his third base up with more drones. So the next time he attacks you, sure, he's going to be able to kill you off. So, all kind of comes back to them few things. So, hope it was useful. If there's any questions, further questions you want to ask or discuss, please do consider just posting in the forum thread again. And this was the analysis from SC2Improve. Improvers number 2, Robinson's replay submission. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was useful for Robinson. I hope it was useful for other Zerg players as well. And I have been Wardí from SC2Improve. Please do consider following us on our website, sc2improve.org, on Twitter, at sc2_improve, or on Facebook, facebook.com/sc2improve, on stream, http://twitch.tv/wardii. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and until next time, have a good day, and I'll see you all later, and I hope your ZvZ Robinson gets a little bit better. In a nice way. I'm not being harsh, in a nice way.